So listen, man, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you said there, because you said almost like wrestling fans, you didn't say it exactly like this. If you build it, they will come. If it's good content, they'll go out of their way to find it. I'm living proof of that. I have the freaking ECW arena sign behind me for all of our broadcasts. And that show came on in Guntersville, Alabama at like 1 a.m, but I found it. And that's the story. You know, if fans really want to find it and really want to see it, they'll watch it. But I've had conversations over the years with people who work for Impact Wrestling, and they would say things like, man, I just wish more people would watch our show. And I agree with that. I think, you know, for a while now, they've been one of the best kept secrets in wrestling. They have good stories. They have a good presentation. They have great wrestlers. They have great matches. If you're a wrestling fan, you will love what Impact Wrestling is doing. However, it does feel like not enough fans are watching it. It doesn't feel like it's doing gangbusters business, and I can't really put my finger on why.
I can. It's not a secret.
Maybe it's consumer confidence, but my point is, the thing I hear from folks there sometimes is, man, I just wish we were on a better station, like a bigger station, one that was in more households and things like that. But like you, I don't think that matters anymore. I think online could totally be the way to go. I mean, when you take a look at someone like Impact, do you think they would be better served having everything on a streaming platform? Or is it too late? And I ask that because I wonder, is it too late for AEW to do that now too? I think back like at Double or Nothing, the very first pay-per-view AEW did in 2019, if they were not hoping and aiming and positioning for a television deal and instead just rolled out, they had some new app and it was all streaming, you would have gotten a lot of subscriptions because people were just curious. But now that they've seen the show for free and people, it doesn't feel like it's growing. It feels like it's plateaued, as you would say. I don't know that people are going to be so apt to just come out of pocket. It feels like if that's the move, they got to find a way to get hot again. And if they knew how to get hot again, they'd be hot right now, right?
That's the tricky part of this, right? And in fairness to Tony Khan and AEW, this is 2020 hindsight to a degree, although I did suggest this 5 years ago. But therein lies the challenge, you know, and one of the reasons why I was so vocal 2 years ago when I said, Tony, shut up and wrestle. It was my way of saying, focus on your business. Quit worrying about WWE. Quit referencing WWE. Quit trying to create the illusion that you're WWE. And if you look, or better than WWE, but if you look at the period of time between 2 years ago when I made that statement and now, AEW has lost confidence. There's more negative chatter now about AEW than there's ever been. And as a result, I think a certain part of the audience would be reluctant to give AEW another chance. In other words, wipe the slate clean. Let's not pretend the last couple of years happened. This is a reset, right? So if AEW said, this is an entirely new reset. We've got a different product, a different presentation, a different way of doing things. This is not what you're used to. This is something completely different. There's a large part of the audience that would give them the chance, right? But there's a certain percentage of the audience that I don't think so. Overpromised, underdelivered for far too long. That's where the loss of goodwill becomes really important. And you heard me talking about loss of goodwill a number of times on this show. AEW had so much goodwill before their first day of production. The wrestling audience was so tired of only having WWE. They wanted an alternative. It was just part of their physiologic makeup. They just wanted it so bad they could feel it, taste it. And then AEW came out, and for a long period of time, they could do no wrong. And because people were forgiving, including myself, by the way. It's a new company. They're growing pains. Still, just took the training wheels off. Come on, give them a chance. Give them a chance. It'll be fine. They're growing. It's different. Yay, it's scratching that give us something different itch. But over a period of time, through a series of, it's death by 1,000 cuts. It was nothing really big, no one moment that probably turned the audience off en masse, but gradually it's death by a thousand cuts, the over-promising, under-delivering, the overhype, under-delivering. That's a big part of it. And then just the rest of the stuff, the CM Punk, Michigas, all the crazy stuff that's happened drama-wise, and it's still going on to a degree. All of that has made the audience lose a little bit of faith in the product. And some members of the audience a great deal of faith, including me, by the way. I have no faith in AEW. I see nothing that suggests to me that anything is going to be different in the foreseeable future. So I'm just not interested in it. As a result, I think I'm probably not alone. But there was that point in time when they had all of that goodwill, All In, for example, and even shortly thereafter, where that goodwill would have been so valuable in terms, because you would have gotten people signing up for that streaming platform right and left. You'd probably have a couple 100,000 people that would have signed up for your $9.99 a month or $10.99 a month or $12.99 a month. I don't know what the price point, tolerance would be for weekly television on a streaming platform. Because it's different than what the WWE would have to offer. But I think it would have been high, and I think the price point tolerance would have been much higher than people would think normally. But I think that opportunity is gone. Could they do it? Yes. Short answer. My God, did I give you a long-winded answer or response?
Well, let's say this too, though. Just realistically, just as the kids are saying these days, that math ain't mathing. If you got 200,000 subscribers who are paying $10 a month, not being silly, that's $2 million a month. So that's $24 million a year. They're getting more than that from Turner, and then they've got pay-per-view on top. So, it would have been a money loser compared to where they are right now. I don't know that profit was ever paramount for anybody in this equation. It feels like they were looking for the long-term play, not necessarily the short-term dollar. But I do agree with you that, the next way to make big money in all of entertainment is not necessarily to get a deal with one of these other systems, but to create your own. So it's sort of to own the content is one thing, but to own the delivery mechanism, like the way people receive it, that's the big value to me. Like to have both. Like it's one thing to have a successful YouTube show. It's another to own YouTube. And if you can have both of those, man, now you've really done something. And I'm pulling for them. I like you think it will be tough to win back that consumer confidence, but I do think it's possible. Take a look at the way we were talking about WWE and their product 18 months ago and the way we're looking at it now. It is totally different. Like they are hotter than ever. And that was not the case 2 years ago. But it is the case now. So it can be done. It is going to be challenging.